Today I will sharpen the 210mm Sakon Damascus and have the core is vg-10 and the hardness about 62 and it's fairly hard, and the stone I use is 1000 grit Gesshin stone, bought it from Japanese knife import. And I can hear the vibration of the burr being formed. Yes, I can feel it, and I'm going to work on the other side. A little burr, not a big one. So, but this knife is in good shape already, so it mainly needs to be touch up. Well, a little bit more touch up because I purposely dull it so I can go and execute to sharpen the knife. There you go. You can hear that noise, and that is the vibration of the apex. And there are little metal hang on the apex. That's why you can hear it clearly. And when you have a little mud working up, and it lapping the edge, and so therefore it vibrates the burr even more further. So if you were sharpened, and now if you were going to test cut, say newspaper, I would anticipate they're going to be burr on this edge. You can hear that the burr catching on the edge, but it's pretty smooth. Now for normal burr reduction, people leave little mud on here. Well, I don't have much mud, but you do a nice soft edge trailing. This is the way that a lot of people use. I don't use this particular way. I use edge leading. But first I fold the burr over with a stick and you edge lead into and then to remove it, instead of doing this way. And vg-10 is really hard to remove the burr. You can reduce it because this gentle motion, all you did was making the abrasive perceived to be smaller. And that's all it is. You make the abrasive smaller because of your light pressure. And so after that, now you can do a quick check with the paper slicing. It's fairly smooth, but usually the first few strokes is okay, but then the burr will get folded over and then things get messed up. So you don't usually get deceived by the first one good swipe, because after that the burr will manifest itself and you can see it halting and tearing, because that's the burr. And you can keep doing that. You can keep try to do that, or you can move to the next stone. Most of the time this knife don't finish with 1000 grit, and I move directly to say 5,000-6,000 grit. But if I have to remove the burr, and my technique, it's with some people, oh yeah, one other technique, people say that you should draw on the wood. Oops. It's kind of sticking to the wood right now. Okay, draw on the wood instead of do something, and then you can sometimes the burr kind of hardly still hang on, it will come off. And I found out that sometimes it works, sometimes it's not really working too well. and actually it's worsen it, and you just saw. So I usually like to just bend the bird over, or there any wire, I just bend it over like this by scraping on wood. Yes, and one of the knife forum sharpening expert would think that it could chip knife nut on knife forum the edge or fracture, but so far, well, we'll try. Well, and for me, I find out it have no impact. Well, and so now it's leading into the part that the bird that I wrote over or bent over. I forgot to clean the stone first, because with loose abrasive on the stone, when I actually didn't there, the loose abrasive actually got plowed under the edge. So I will have to do it again. So much better. And I'm going to fold it the other way. And you can see, I mean, the two methods, whether, you know, one work or better, or, you know, or whichever one you prefer. And for me, I find that I'm more impatient, and this way I just fold the bird over and I just cut it off like that. Cut it off, or cut the bird off. And many times it worked well for me. But vg-10, this steel is really tough. Sometimes it just hang on and it doesn't want to go away. Alright, so now it feels a lot cleaner now. But you know, when I rub the thing, clean the edge, so we'll see. You can see it did not tear, and actually to go through paper fairly clean. That one didn't even cut. There you go. So that now we'll move to, I mean, I'm sure you want more finer edge, so I got to move to a 6000 grit. And this is the King S2 6000 grit, really hard stone, and it gives a lot more refined edge. And that's why I like to move directly. Usually I don't deburr on 1K, I just go to the 6K and make the burr smaller. As I working up this, so why spend all that time deburr something if I'm going to end it with this stone? So that's what I do. And but some other, you know, I think some people have more approaches. Would be you deburr after every stone, because you don't want to bring, say, assume that you finish with 400 grit and you jump to a 6000 for give a refinement. And you don't want the burr to tear up your stone. That's understandable. And well, the edge I cleaned, it was fairly clean at 1K, But now if I would go to do an edge trailing, try the edge trailing and to remove the burr, just like a lot of people like to do. Light pressure. First a little pressure and then lighter, and the pressure gets lighter and lighter. And again, I mean, to give the perceived grid smaller. And so yeah, I mean, your burr would be a lot finer now. I mean, it would be, if I got really light touch like this, and the abrasive on this stone, it feels like probably 1 micron, even though it's larger right now. It could be because you light pressure. And sometimes that for carbon steel, edge trailing will, 5-grain steel, edge trailing will remove the burr just fine. But for this knife, sometimes I feel that it doesn't want to go away. So, but since we started out fairly clean before, now we see it's still clean. Usually at about a third or 4th slice will tell you. You can hear it. That is the burr even start out. That's the burr. There's no other. It's a burr. You can hear that hot and then okay, so we have all that burr. Now let me wash the stone. And go back to my method. Is I'm going to bend it over. I bend it over. So it bends this way now. So I'm going to try to cut it off by plow the row or the bend burr over. And I think I just dug a stone a little bit right there with the heel of this knife. And I will do the other side. For a lot of these kind of steel, I mean, which is a little higher toughness, I usually use diamond to deburr. And actually I use lots of diamond because I can sit at my desk and I don't have to get all this water and stuff. So all these stone, actually a lot of I put these things out in the garage. I don't use them that much. I guess it's messiness, I guess. And also they have to deal with burr. It's kind of really painful, so I don't want to chase burr all the time, and that's why. But using diamond, I use the same technique. And with all that talk, let's cut some paper. It's a lot cleaner to cut for little places, but it's a lot cleaner. There you go. The third one looked like it feel got caught. So that's why I think using the stone try to deburr. It's quite painful. Now it's sound a lot better, but sometimes that you end up with a burr or suction of it become like a tiny wire suction, and it's flopping around the apex. So after about a few cut until the paper, you will see, and the thing becomes less smooth. Clearly that there's something right there on the edge. So this stone is I don't really like this stone too much for. It's good, great for carbon, but it's for something like this steel is cobalt and some vanadium in it, but a small amount. It's extra tough. Not too great. I will give up on this stone. King S2, 6,000 grit. It gives it a fairly nice bevel, but nothing to be happy about. Why I have it? Oh well. I don't use that much anymore anyway. And I got to move to something else that I know I can deburr or make it finer. And what I have here is Kitayama 8,000 grit finishing stone. It can act like 12,000. Without that, well, for vg-10 it's steel or other steel, it's still it makes the burr a lot smaller, but it's still won't go away. So I don't like that. And so you can see this stone this color, and on top it's black. And what on top is really is poly diamond, 0.1 micron. And we'll give instead of stropping to get your crazy edge and to do all the thing, I just see something here, or the here, I think from I don't like after the on the 6K I see something. But anyway, we'll now I'm going to hit it with this poly diamond and see how it goes. And because poly diamond is so small, but there are a lot of them, so it actually cut surprisingly fast. So for this, what I'm doing here, I usually the stone dry because I don't know why I washed my diamond off, and that would be a big waste in a big hurry. I can hear the sound get a lot better. You can strop on this rock, this stone here with poly diamond, and I do that for my V2 blade. But for other blade, I like to use edge lead because I do not want more burr forming all the time. And deburring is so, as you can see, it's kind of trial and pray, I guess. Sometimes sometimes it come up, sometimes it doesn't. And I like it more for sure. Of course, for sure, I would use my DMT extra fine. That's my old trick. Now we've got to clean it off and see whether or not it's clean. Yeah, couple of burrs right there caught the toilet paper. Well, when the burr gets small enough, it don't really matter huge a lot, but you want, you know, optimal cutting performance. And well, let's see the sound any better than last time. Yep, there's definitely on the tip here it's clean, but on the belly a little bit is not clean. So the tip is clean, and right here, let's test right there. No? I have got two of those guys. Well, sometimes I have to do this. It looks like this thing doesn't run. There a little wire or burr or something. That's why I said this steel using this stone. It can be maddening. There's something on the edge. Yep. Now they have a bunch of little, very tiny burr, and so I guess I will try to draw on wood. Super gentle, because right now that burr is just want to come loose, but it won't come loose. So we'll do that and see any better. And apparently not. Well, we'll try to push for, say, a little strap and see. I get somewhere with it. Hear that burr vibrating. Well, sometimes dropping the burr might light up in the edge and give you kind of one quick cut or two quick cut, and then it bend over and then it snag again, and it become frustration. But you will try everything when to deal with vg-10 steel. And that's exactly why I sort of don't like using stone. See, then we go back in the big roundabout circle. Why I think I would rather use diamond for, even though the stone give a nice bevel and give a nice everything else, but it don't give me that nice edge. And when you don't have a nice edge, even though you might go really fine, it don't really that will serve you that well. It will cut sharper than most people knife, but does it meet your standard, or do you feel that you did a clean edge or not? And I like to got my edge clean. I can use the bent stone 3 micron, but I like this diaphote. Sometimes I don't hold it this way, sometimes I just use it like a file, and I just file it off like so. And that way you can put less pressure and you have more control. And also from the vibration, you know actually they're burr on the edge or not. They're annoying. There's a chip right there. You just got here. I think when I tried to cut into the draw into the wood, I hit too hard. I think something popped because the rest of the blade doesn't have any chips. It's a chip. It's not a dent or deformation. It's just a chip. But that's okay. Right now we're trying to get this edge sharp. And so my objective again is to get this edge clean as burr that I can. And when I draw on this toilet paper, usually I can feel where the burr is still there or not, and it catch, and also the sound of it. And I see it right here. And you can say, well, this edge too rough, too coarse. Actually, because you've been refined already, and it doesn't ruin the edge or make the edge less refined, a lot less refined. You can see why I prefer diamond, as I can post cut. Even though it's 3 micron and it might be equivalent to a few thousand grit Japanese waterstone, I can get this edge clean. And so, and now I can go and I can probably, it's fairly clean right now, and if I go back to this stone, I can refine it. Let's see. And now, so that one have 0.1 micron diamond on it, and you can hear how smooth it sounds now. Huh? Little catch, but you can see why you want a clean edge. That's why using the 3 micron diamond, and I jumped to this stone and I got something pretty good. Yeah, cross grain cut is not too bad. If I draw it, you can see it's pretty clean. There, one catch right there, but you can see one catch. And then if I keep doing this some more, I mean, I can probably make it a lot more. But however, that little bug is still going to be there. Though a little snag still there. That's the 3 micron DMT. I need to work with it a lot longer. But we'll demonstrate the point of how you can get your knife the long way or the short way. My short way is I can sometimes jump from 1K to 3 micron and then jump to something this fine. And I got a toothy edge and it cut like crazy. I can grab anything and I don't even bother to strop, if you can see. Well, one more cut and then we're done with this long video. Okay, let's put it. There is a post cut, but when I put the paper, the same thing as post cut. And it cut right there, they have one little snag. But overall, you have something very sharp. Even though for a steel, that's really picky. vg-10 at 62 Rockwell hardness. So, alright, thanks for watching.